Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Fan Talk. Yes, it is Wednesday. Once again, here I am. Fan Talk by yours truly, Kyle Brenchley. Fan Talk is your favorite podcast by your favorite fan. It's been hot these last few weeks here in the 801. I think the high today will be about 98 degrees, but whew. I love fall. I love winter. That might be an unpopular opinion, the winter part. But bring me back the cold weather, man. I can't do this heat no much longer. I feel like if it's hot, I got to be somewhere tropical because there's water. Although the humidity is pretty bad too. Regardless, I'm glad you guys are joining us here today on Fan Talk. Fan Talk is a podcast you can find on YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. I am there. Search me up. I appreciate the like, follow, and share. And comment down below where you're listening from today. I am very interested, especially with the Olympics coming up, to learn about new people and new places. So let me know where you're listening from down below in the comments. We have a great show today. Thank you guys for spending your Wednesday afternoon with me and taking a break from the EA College Football 25 that just came out. That game is taking the nation by storm. I'm not really a gamer. I really am not. I'm maybe a social gamer, like if someone's playing Mario Kart at their house or something like that. Wii Sports, I'm all up for that, but I'm not really a gamer, so I'm not gonna really jump on this EA College Football 25 train. But that game looks absolutely incredible. The stadiums, the walkouts, the teams, the actual players, it is legit. So if you're playing it, let me know what you liked about it down below, and maybe I'll have to try it out. I'll definitely have to try it out sometime. A quick recap on The Acolyte, the Star Wars show that I've been watching. They wrapped up season 1 yesterday. They had the season finale, and I won't spend too much time on this, and I won't say much, and I won't spoil anything. But that show just made me feel weird. The entire series was a very weird show, very controversial in many ways, as you may know. Overall, I think there was about 2 moments in the entire series that were good, that were worthwhile. But it'll be interesting. It looks like they're going to try to do a season 2 by the looks of it. We'll see if that actually happens. But if you haven't watched it, go check it out. I still think it's worth checking out if you're a Star Wars fan, because at the end of the day, it's canon now. Let's jump in with the Fan Talk Fast Talk. 3 quick stories to start off your hump day. Okay, here we go. Paul Skenes, my man, the Messiah for the Pittsburgh Pirates, has come to save us all. He got the start in the MLB All-Star game last night. He was the starting pitcher for the National League. Just pitched 1 inning. The All-Star game is very chill now, so you don't want to hurt yourself. So he just pitched the first inning, got 3 outs, no runs allowed. No, he didn't get any strikeouts, which is a bummer, but did pretty well. The American League did go on to win the game 5-3. They've now won 10 out of the last 11, which is pretty crazy to think about if you think about that. Argentina, they win the Copa America 1-0 over Colombia. Messi went out with an injury in pretty much halfway through the game, so I'm not going to say that he really helped them in this game particularly. It was the rest of the team. And I just want to say, I think we often forget that there is a rest of the team. With Argentina, everybody's like, oh, Messi in Argentina. With the Kansas City Chiefs, they're like, ooh, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, you got a whole other team behind you working their butts off. They got you here too. Give them the respect they deserve. Argentina beats Colombia. Colombia was looking for its first win in a very long time. Unfortunately, they could not do it. Argentina wins the Copa and remains kings of South America. And as I mentioned earlier, I ran a 5K over the weekend. The Farmington Festival Day is the town I'm a part of. They do a little, city celebration every second week in July. They do a 5K race that I've always been doing for years and years and years. And it's kind of funny. I kind of have this unofficial running joke or idea in my head that I can't leave this town until I win the town 5K, the community 5K. I'm trapped here. I'm bound to this area until I overcome my demons and take first place. I did pretty well. I ran my best 5K time since high school. I ran it 17:59. Ended up taking 3rd place overall. here's my dopey little trophy. And it's actually pretty cool. They got this little spinny thing on it that spins around and says, "Hey, third place, good job." So, so there's me living out my glory days. I do have a half marathon this Saturday, so not a lot of recovery time, but that's just the grind, and I will grind. So there you go. There's the Fan Talk, Fast Talk, 3 quick stories to start off your Wednesday. Let's stick with baseball today. That's kind of going to be the main topic. We're in July. We're not quite at the Olympics. Next week I'll do an Olympics episode, and from there we'll be talking a lot about Olympics. This week let's talk about baseball because that's really the only thing going on right now. Besides the WNBA, now that the Copa's over, the Euro's over, we do have MLS going on, but baseball is really the big deal. And obviously All-Star Weekend, they did have the All-Star Game. They also had the Home Run Derby. Home Run Derby is kind of cool. It's really awesome. They had 8 participants this time around, and pretty much you just try to hit as many home runs as you can, and it's a good time. Teoscar Hernandez of the Los Angeles Dodgers is your 2024 Home Run Derby champion. He got out of round 1, and then round 2 he beat Alec Boehm by 1 home run. Went on to the championship to face off against Bobby Witt Jr. If you don't know who Bobby Witt Jr. is, he is the future of the MLB. One of many young stars, up there with Paul Skenes, Gunnar Henderson, etc. And he's taken the league by storm as well. So he did very well, got all the way to the championship round, hit 13 home runs. Teoscar Hernandez actually went first, hit 14, and then Bobby Witt went second and almost tied it, but his 14th home run hit the wall, did not clear it. So Teoscar Hernandez is your 2024 Home Run Derby champion. And you can go check out the entire recap online. You can go watch them all. I know a lot of people don't watch the Home Run Derby, but this year you probably watched it or probably at least heard about the national anthem mishap. I won't jump into that too much in this episode, but if you do need some sort of cleansing, if your ears need some sort of harmonic revival, go look up 1994 Meatball sing the national anthem. And I can't remember what event it is, but if you just search Meatball National Anthem 1994, you'll find it. That will restore your faith in those who sing our national anthem before sporting matches. So, as I mentioned before, Home Run Derby, awesome. MLB game or MLB All-Star Game was pretty cool. I watched most of it. Just like I said, it's very chill. They had big Poppy, David Ortiz, Boston Red Sox legend, running around interviewing players in the dugout. Just kind of a good time. It was a full stadium. It was played in Texas, which is an indoor stadium, which is nice because it's probably really hot there. In July, I'm thinking of actually going to Texas to catch a Pirates game. Either that or San Diego. We'll kind of see where the cards fall if that is the case. But yeah, let's talk baseball here for the next couple minutes. Let's look forward to so the All-Star break is kind of the halfway mark for the MLB season. Teams play their games and they have the All-Star break. They have like 5 days off, about a week off, a little less than a week off, and then they enter the second half of the season. So at the beginning of the year, I didn't make a full prediction. I kind of threw out there that I'm kind of feeling the Baltimore Orioles, as my World Season champions. Last year, I made a horrible pick and picked the New York Mets. But Baltimore Orioles was my pick this year at the beginning of the season. Halfway through the season, let's revisit this conversation about who's leading the conversation for World Series, who's contenders, who is going to make a push for the postseason come October. So currently, if you were to look at odds, if you're going to the betting world, let's go into the gambling world for a second. The odds to win the World Series currently, the Los Angeles Dodgers, surprise, surprise, have the best odds at plus 300. And this doesn't surprise me because on paper they're loaded. Excuse me, they're the best team. They got the best depth. They got great offense. They got great depth at pitching. They're the Dodgers. They got Shohei Ohtani, the best player in the game. So no doubt that they're the favorites to win it all. I always have my reservations about the Dodgers. They always choke in the postseason. The only time they've won the World Series in the last couple of years has been the 2020 year, which was kind of a whack year. Not saying they didn't deserve it or that they didn't earn it or that it was an easier path, but just saying that their only championship year was 2020, even though they've been pretty good the last 10 seasons. So the next team, I really like this next team, and I think honestly this team will be in the World Series, has a really good shot to actually win it. Probably would be my pick if I wasn't going to stick with the Baltimore Orioles. The Philadelphia Phillies at plus 450. This team, similar to the Dodgers, they have the offensive firepower, they have the depth at pitching, great manager, and they had the experience. They've been there multiple years in the past. Last year, obviously, they were they were knocked out by the Diamondbacks, upsetted there, big upset. Would have had a really good shot against the Texas Rangers. Honestly, would have been a fun matchup. But I think they go back this year. I think that they are just the cream of the crop when it comes to the National League, and I think they'll be there. I think they have a really good shot. I think they'll be there. The Yankees are third at plus 500, and now the Yankees, very good team, but same sort of thing as the Dodgers. They kind of choke come postseason. Dodgers and Yankees, I just have no faith in come postseason time. So I think it's a tough race right now between them and the Orioles for who's going to win the AL East. I think the Yankees probably will, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Either way, I don't see them making the World Series. I think the Baltimore Orioles are the better, maybe not the better team, but will play better and will show up and will surprise a few people. It'd be sweet if Gunnar Henderson, shortstop for the Baltimore Orioles, gets to play in the World Series at such a young age, so early on in his career. What a great experience that would be, honestly. Baltimore Orioles are my pick to win the World Series still. That would be real fun. They haven't really been, honestly, that relevant for a couple years. They had that farm system. A couple years ago, not so long ago, they had a 100-loss season, and now look where they are. The farm system works, so give it time, trust the process, and now they are currently fourth, best odds at plus 700 to win the World Series. Some other teams to mention: the Atlanta Braves, again, always a good team. Don't sleep on them. Cleveland Guardians are having a good year. I just don't know if they're up to par with some of these other teams. The Astros, never sleep on them either. They've somehow clawed their way back into the postseason picture after a horrid start. And then the Twins having a good year. Mariners having a good year. Brewers, good team. Padres, great team. Red Sox, good team. And Kansas City Royals having a good year, surprising some people. I think their lack of experience the last couple years might hinder them a little bit, and perhaps they won't go all the way or have a good shot, but I wouldn't be surprised if they made the postseason. I'm rooting for them. And then the Cardinals and Rangers round out the top 15. I think, and I've talked about this before, when it comes to baseball, pending, big time injuries in the bullpen or a humongous slump when it comes to batting, I honestly think halfway through the season, you have a really good idea of who's going to be in the postseason. Like the Dodgers are going to be there. The Phillies are going to be there. The Yankees, the Orioles, the Braves are going to be there. The Guardians are going to be there because they're going to win the AL Central. I wouldn't be surprised if the Astros somehow slipped in. Brewers are going to be there. And then, a team like the Padres or the Red Sox or the Royals can definitely slip in. It is a pretty intense postseason race, wild card race. Let me tell you about it. Let me share my screen real quick. But yeah, at this point, there's a lot of teams really in the thick of it, and that makes it fun. Honestly, it makes it an actual race, as they say here. So as you can see here in the American League, if the playoffs postseason started today, Yankees, Twins, and Red Sox would all get in. And then the Royals, the Astros, the Rays, they're all knocking on the door with a bunch of these other teams not too far behind. And then in the National League, same kind of deal. The Braves, Cardinals, Mets all would have a spot. And then look at this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10. 10 teams. Or let's see, no, that's 7 teams fighting for these, or 10 teams fighting for these 3 spots. Sorry, I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like 10 minus 3 equals 7. But yeah, so 10 spots, 3 spots, 10 teams. There we go. and all of them within 6 games. Pittsburgh Pirates somehow at 500. It could go anyway. It could, whatever happens. Honest opinion, Pittsburgh Pirates fan here. I don't think they make the postseason. That's just me being realistic. Optimistic. Jerry Jones gets healthy. Paul Skenes keeps being Paul Skenes. Mitch Keller provides some great starting pitching as well. We figure out the bats, and we somehow sneak into the wild card because now they have the 3 spots. As you know, they changed that a couple years ago. I think it is unlikely. I think next season, unfortunately, is going to have to be the focus. But I'm saying put all your cards on the table. Don't start tanking yet. Try to win. Do the best that you can. You got a sick, incredible pitching staff. Get your bats working, and you could make it happen. So let me know what your World Series predictions are down below. Call it now as we're at the halfway point, so nobody's calling you out for being like, hey, no, you can't make that prediction. Bookmark it here that on July 17th, you called that so-and-so would win the World Series. You're backed up by me, K. Branch here at Fan Talk. Let me know what you guys think down below about who's going to win the World Series. Next week, we'll be talking about Olympics. I'm excited. If you're excited, give this video a like, or if you're listening on the audio version, you can rate me. Please rate this show, honestly. And I just appreciate you guys for listening. We'll be peacing out for now. Again, Fan Talk is a podcast you can find on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Amazon. All right, guys, you have a wonderful Wednesday. Go out in the world and make somebody smile. Okay, we'll see you guys next week for another edition of Fan Talk.